Hey, Billy here. I've been running a fitness business for, over 20 years now, and I know what it's like to struggle financially. In fact, in this video that you're about to watch, I'm going to share the exact strategy that I personally used to pay off well over $100,000 in non-mortgage debt. My wife and I struggled with a lot of debt for years, and we had tried different strategies for paying down debt. We used the common method of trying to pay down the debt that had the highest interest because it makes mathematical sense, right? But it wasn't until we implemented a specific strategy that I'm going to share with you that we were able to see some serious momentum and just crawl our way out of debt. It's counterintuitive, but the first thing that we did before we even implemented the strategy was we made a decision. It all starts up here, right? We made that decision that we were going to start living differently. We weren't going to care what other people thought of us, and we were setting our minds on the prize, and we were going to get out of debt. And that came with us not taking on more debt. So first step to getting out of debt is to not take on more debt. But once we did that, we followed a method. We joined a group, we got coaching, we got accountability, and we learned about a method called the debt snowball. And rather than paying down debt with the highest interest first, what we did was this. We listed our debts down the paper, and we had a lot of them, but we listed them in order of the lowest total balance to the highest total balance. In fact, the loan at the very bottom, which was the last one we paid off, was a whopping $64,000 when it started. But back to the debt snowball. What we did was we just listed the debts and we listed the minimums for each payment, the minimum payment for each debt. And then we started attacking them one at a time, starting with the lowest. And it might sound crazy because you may end up paying down a debt that has a lower interest rate first. And while it doesn't make financial or mathematical sense, it sure does make emotional sense. And that's really what this comes down to. It's psychological and emotional. We were disappointed, discouraged, borderline depressed with the amount of debt that we had. So we needed some quick wins. We needed to knock some debts off of our list to see that there was hope, to see that our tomorrow could be better than our today. And that's what we did. And it worked like magic. So we paid down that first debt very quickly because it was the smallest amount. And then we just took the minimum payment from that debt and added it to the minimum payment for the next debt. And then you can see where the snowball comes into play, because as you keep knocking off those lower debts, the minimum payment that you're adding to create your new minimum payment becomes like a snowball. It gradually rolls down the hill, picking up more snow, gaining more momentum. And then by the time we got to some of those larger debts down the list, we had so much money that we were throwing at those higher balances. And within 5 years, we were able to pay off six figures, well into six figures of non-mortgage debt. Our life changed. There were some other things that we did, but that's the specific strategy for how we paid down debt. And if we could do it, I'm sure that you can do it, because we're just messed up people. We didn't know what we were doing, but we just followed the simple plan, and that's what it takes. I hope this tip helps you in your financial journey. If you like the video, please show some love. Like the video, share it, and perhaps most importantly, feel free to ask any questions on the YouTube channel as you subscribe. Would love to start a conversation and help out any way I can.